Okay. Let's see. We should be live. Let's see.
I can see it.
Can you see it?
Mhm.
Perfect. Okay, so welcome everyone. This was totally unexpected, and welcome Dan Spratling, and thank you so much for joining this live talking with. I think now I share something of this on Twitter. How are you, Dan? Let's share this. Great. Can you hear? Okay, perfect. Let me. Sure on Twitter. Let's see if someone pop up. Great. Okay, let's see. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect then. So from 0 to hero is great. That's great. Let's wait just a couple of minutes, let's say, and then we can start living. And we have overlapped with Stefan Nutter.
Bad planning. It's fine.
Yeah. I can go there better. Okay, perfect. Let's see if someone will show up. So basically, this is a live version of my usual interviews. So this is interesting. So Dan, why are we here today? To talk about freelancing. So also how you changed your life. You can talk. Can we say this? I can't remember when happened this. Some months ago.
So I think it was 9 months ago now. We were in pandemic times, and I was at my job. I was thinking about freelancing. I'd been thinking about it for probably a year before at this point, but like my company decided that it was time to start reducing their staff. They were getting less work because everyone had kind of just shut down because of the pandemic. So I was there facing redundancy, and I thought, well, perfect time to start freelancing. Probably wasn't, but it turned out quite well.
Yeah, but I think if we keep waiting for the perfect moment, it will never come. So
there is never a perfect moment. I think this was just the kick that worked for me. There's never going to be a perfect time to start freelancing. You just got to jump on
it. But first of all, let's see if we got someone. But first of all, Dan, let me share it also on LinkedIn. Since now I'm working on that one. Maybe in a couple of minutes, I'd like to hear your story. How did you become a developer? This is my favorite question. Let's see. But thank you so much for coming here and also for accepting this strange idea. Yeah, here some people is joining. Jack is the very first of my 100 videos challenge. So I still can remember. Sorry, Jack, for that interview. I was not a good host. I'm still not, but that was really bad. I was like sitting like that, like on a side.
Oh, yeah.
My spine said that I can do this every day. Okay, perfect. So okay, perfect. So we have short this. Perfect. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So then, from where can we start? I think we can start from, I don't know, the beginning. Have you always been a developer, or have you done other jobs in your life? This is
no. So I went to uni, 18, pretty standard. I was studying computer science. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and as I was going, I kind of just found that web development was the thing that I enjoyed the most. So I kind of stuck with that path. Left uni, went through the whole nightmare interview process that all juniors have to go through, where it takes you about 6 months to even find a job. I think everyone can say that that's an absolute pain, and most people run through it. And then, so my first job was a WordPress development job, agency life there for about 2 years. And then I continued moving on. Like I went to another agency, not WordPress this time, different stuff, learnt a ton. I talk a lot. It's an interview with me, Dan.
Yeah, but I can. Oh, yeah, we have also Danny Thompson. Yeah, this is why I did this to have Danny as a guest. And I can already say something that you said, kinda a usual path, but I think it's one of the strangest one because I've interviewed so many people, and your path is one of the strangest one. So that you just go to university and you start.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we need to do the episode 2. I really miss that. I miss talking with you. So then, and then you look super natural in front of a camera. Why don't you have a YouTube channel? This is a question that I want to.
I'm too nervous talking in front of people. I'm just pretending no one's listening.
Perfect. we have nobody. Don't worry. So yeah. A little bit, a bit. Yeah, maybe also you have also the boss. Yeah. So so then you're talking about so WordPress experiences, and then so how many years ago was that?
So I started my development journey 5 years ago, and 9 months ago, from like around now, I went freelance. As we said earlier, I was working for a company. They were a consultancy, and when the pandemic hit, they started losing clients, and they couldn't afford to keep all of their staff on. I was one of the more recent hires, and therefore I was one of the first to be in the, like, they didn't ever actually make me redundant, but they were talking about redundancies. So they had to let some staff go, and I was going to be one of the first if they had to do that. So I'd been thinking about going freelance for quite some time, and never really kind of I never actually tried to do it. I just thought it would be really good to do at some point, but I've never actually tried it. And then the talk about redundancy was the kick for me to I had to try it. It was the next thing on my list, so I went for it, and I posted about it on Twitter. Loads of people helped me out. I found my first client, and it just kept growing.
I think you made a tweet today about 90% of my clients, they come from Twitter. So this is also something that could sound strange. Maybe 10 years ago that could sound super strange, but this is also true also for me, because now I'm working with you, and indirectly also with you, with Simon. Also other people reached me out on Twitter or also LinkedIn. So so this is interesting. And I have another question just to understand. What about the social media experience from you? So have you ever been a social person? Do you feel like a social person? Or maybe in the past, now more? Yeah. How has been your social media experience in your life, we could say?
So I've never considered myself too social a person. Social media for me was never more than just, until last year, was never more than just kind of tweeting out random thoughts and going on LinkedIn every time I needed a new job. That was the extent of it. And then I started realizing that actually social media can be really powerful. I started just tweeting more about development stuff. I previously posted about video games and random things. And I started focusing down the development route. And that's how I've grown from a 1,000 person account to 10,000, which isn't as impressive as some people, including yourself, but many people, it's still worth doing, even if you don't see substantial growth like that, because my freelance career has been based off of that.
Nice. So, and I can say that has been almost the same for me. So maybe the pandemic played a role in this, because I started being super active when I started working from home. For example, have you started working from home when 1 year ago, or was you already working from home before the lockdown? Were you already working from home or not?
So all of the jobs I've been working at were kind of, they said they would allow you to work from home. And you get into the office and it's like, well, if you can work from home once a month. My last job was more flexible. They let you work from home. It worked quite well, but they were still kind of, until the pandemic hit, they were very like strict on if you were actually able to work from home. And then once we started going into lockdowns, people didn't have any choice. They just had to get used to it. Get used to working from home. So I was very happy with that. I like quite enjoy working from home.
Me too. I can say that I did like 100 kilometers per day by car, of course, not by running. And because some people asked me this.
Very long commute to work.
So 100 kilometers per day, 3 hours of commitment from Monday to Friday. So basically, it was like a part-time job, going to work. And then,
without realizing as well, commuting hours.
Yeah, and I remember, for example, I had to come back there to give the laptop back when I stopped working there, and asked myself, okay, was I really doing this every day during the week or not? Yeah. So it's strange because after a while, maybe you get used to something like that, but it's not that normal. Yeah. Yeah. We have cars. We have cars in Italy, and in Rome there are maybe too many cars. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Maybe he wants to say remote and no remove. Maybe he wants to remove us. Yeah. Let's see. This is interesting, but for example, I can say that working from remotely it's really a game changing. Yeah. I never had the Fiat. Yeah. Then so I decided as a title here that I'd like to also to listen to you to some freelancing tips. So if you have some of them, this is the best place also for me, because so you can help me and every person which is listening to. So, and I like that you have this kind of long, but not super long experience of freelancing. So you can say like, okay, after almost 1 year, I can say this, you are not that far from that full-time job. So I think like people like Kyle Prince or something like that, maybe they have never done this, they can't remember. So in your case, maybe you can also make a comparison between the two words, advantages and the disadvantages. So what can you say about freelancing? What do you have in your mind?
So in terms of tips for new freelancers, I would say the biggest piece of advice that every freelancer gives me, and I do not listen to, but should, is don't overthink things. You'll find people who can help you out. You can ask for advice as much as you need to. You don't have to have all the answers before you make a decision. You can usually work things out later. I'm not sure.
I was just letting you know. So you're thinking about if someone is asking you something, you can start by saying, yes, I can do this, and then you can inform, ask to someone else. So I think this is interesting because it also creates job. Because, for example, if you need what do you think about, for example, outsourcing something? If you can't do something, do you agree with that? In my opinion, this could be interesting also.
Sorry, sourcing something.
I mean, if you can't do something, you can ask to your friends. You can give the jobs to your friends or looking for help. Being open-minded about that, for example, it can be really interesting. I don't know if you have any question, you can drop them in chat. And so we have this. This is interesting, Eric Belardo. How do you market as a freelancer? I think this is one of the hardest questions, because I think that out there are so many good developers, but they are bad at marketing themselves. So what can you say about this? This is thank you for this question.
So for me, as we said before, most of my leads have come through Twitter, and that has been mostly off of the back of I create in public quite a lot, and a lot of people recommend that you do this, whether that be for freelancing, whether that be for creating your SaaS products or ideas, whether that just be kind of learning as you go, because it helps build a huge network. I've found tons of friends, made both a small and a large community of friends that I can talk with, ask questions, figure stuff out. As I said, you don't need to know all the answers. There's going to be people who help you. And for marketing, in the sense of marketing, finding those like networks by posting what I'm creating in public has helped me kind of, as Jack jokingly said, he and many others have recommended clients to me. They've realized that someone needs freelance work. They believed that I might be the right person for the job, and they passed them on. So that's one way of finding leads. Another is, which has happened for me quite a lot, is people just seeing your posts on Twitter. Maybe with a small community that won't happen so much, but as you grow and you post more, you will grow. People will see you. People will reach out and be like, "Can you help me?" And that's happened to me too. So for me, that's what's worked. I know a lot of people who will swear by Facebook groups, will swear by Upwork and Fiverr and sites like that. Will say go and ask previous employers if they have freelancing jobs. There's lots of different ways of finding work. You just need to find which works for you, really.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dan. I can add this. For example, this is one of the reasons why I quit my job, because I worked for the European Space Agency, super good projects. I work with satellites, so something super cool, but I can share that. So I'm forbidden to share what I did there. So this was a problem for me, for example, to find new jobs, new clients. So now that I'm working in this, I already see the difference. Even if I've done something really small for now, I can share what I've done. I can get feedbacks from people. When I achieve to do something, I can share that, like the LinkedIn API. I've got that working, so I can really see the difference now. Before I was just happy that I did my job, but it's better to celebrate in this way, where maybe after an hour of work, you finally manage to find the solution. So it's good for the moral. It's a moral boost. You
find it's more fulfilling when you complete work as a freelancer as well. You're more happy with what you've completed because you've done it. You haven't been passed it by someone else. It's your way.
I don't know. You feel it more yours. You work also in a different way, maybe. Yeah. So Eric, asked what has worked for you. So I think you have already answered this. I don't know if you want to add something, but I think you are a living proof of this. So perfect. And I repeat this. That, for example, you are one of the reasons that helped me to quit my job. Maybe this could sound strange, because sometimes we are inspired in some strange ways, maybe from it, but by seeing your results from full-time to freelancing, this helped me. So maybe it was not time. I asked you already to come on my channel. You said that you were busy, so maybe it was not the best moment. And now we are here talking live, so I'm super happy about that.
Glad to inspire you.
Perfect. So if you have other questions for Dan is here. So it's and I really like his style, how he approaches also life. The Twitter. So can I ask? Maybe I have one. We have Zrikar. Hi, Zrikar. It's really fun of lives. Can I ask you one question about so social, for example, plans on social media? Do you want to do something else? Do you want to, I don't know, do you plan to be more active on socials, or are you happy with that for now?
I would like to be more active on social, my problem is when I get busy with work, it always drops off, and that's what's happened right now. You'll see that I haven't posted very much in the last month, but go back a couple months and I'm posting very regularly. When I get busy, I just can't keep up with everything.
Yeah. For example, I can also say that maybe I've been less active than usual on Twitter because now I need to work more, talk maybe with some clients, talking with some friends. Now that I've quit my job, maybe. So now maybe I've been less active, but this doesn't mean that you are not working. Usually it's the opposite sometimes. Yeah. Devesh, Zwicker. Yeah, we got some people, some real fans of live streams, and they are always here. I was betting on them. Even if this was not announced, they are here. So I'm really happy. Yeah. So about content creation, have you ever, because I don't know if you like to write articles, I don't know if you ever done a video or not, or is this like an exclusive? No. So this is an award exclusive.
This is my first video.
And also live, so you're already
thrown in at the deep end.
I love that. So what about what about content creation? Have you ever do you write articles? Do you have a blog?
I do have a blog. I post.
Give me the link so I can post this on the chat.
Yeah. So everything that I create, whether that be blog posts, I quite often write whenever something that happens. Like if I run into an issue when I'm creating something, then I will write a blog post about that. If I have the time, but again, I've dropped off doing that quite recently. But I always make sure to post my client work on my website as well, which hopefully Francesco will be sharing now. Yes, there we go.
Yeah. Already done. Yeah. Just the time to. Because sometimes it's hard because sometimes also, now that we are so active, maybe we have some followers, it's hard to follow all our friends and their videos, their blogs. So this is why I'm asking this now that we're just us talking. For example, can you say something? For example, I don't know, some articles that you, for example, liked a lot. Sometimes some articles that maybe you go back and read them because sometimes it also happened to me.
I think my best article so far is the most recent one. How a design system enhances your entire team's workflow. One of my clients was running into issues where they just didn't have any kind of design system set up for either developers or for designers. They didn't understand the benefits of why kind of encapsulating a system that handles all of your styles, all of your components would be beneficial. So I wrote an article on
it. I've already shared this. So I read this as soon as we close this one. And and so how for example, how often do you post? Do you have how do you plan, for example, your posting, or you just post when you have time?
I would say I post when I have time. I tried to do weekly posts for a while. I didn't have time to keep up with it. And I've been recommended by SEO experts not to post valuable content. So I'm trying to post less, but more valuable stuff. Again, it's a time-based thing. I'm very busy right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's busy, but it's also very difficult.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Eric Belardo has another question. What's your preferred stack, and how do you determine what stack to use for the client? So this is a very interesting question. Thank you, Eric.
So I focus specifically on, I like to work with technical clients, and most of my clients have a very specific problem that they're trying to solve. So I tend to recommend a React-based headless framework. Is that the right terminology? So Next.js or Gatsby, both are great. I tend to use Gatsby more, but they're both really good systems. I like to style stuff with Tailwind, just because the team behind it is just on top of everything, makes life really easy. I've got their Tailwind UI package, which makes creating it makes creating components very simple. And then in terms of backend, I am as far from a backend developer as you can get. I will avoid backend systems as much as possible. So I hate working with databases. I work with Prismic primarily, which is a hosted headless CMS. And you can create stuff by clicking, dragging content in and out, and then connect to it through GraphQL, which works really nicely with Gatsby or Next.js. So that's my preferred stack.
Great. But I like the what you say, that you don't like to work with something, and I think that I'm kind of the opposite of you. So I like to work more with backend DevOps, AWS stuff, deployment, and not that much on front end. But I think this is a strength, not a weakness. So I can also say that I can also do something with React, of course, if it's needed. But I think it's important to specialize into something. So yeah, I agree saying this. I think this is also always a good sign when someone says, I don't like to work with that. So it means that you are focused on something. And if it's needed, you need to maybe get your hands dirty. But at least you have some preference. You just are not just looking for a job like that. I can do anything, because it's hard to do everything. So yeah. We also Yushi. Yeah, I can remember her. A great interview. Hi Yushi, how are you? Yeah. So also, and of course, if you have some questions, Dan is here. I don't know if for something more minutes. So if you have some questions especially about freelancing, but of course about any topic. Yeah. So I have one question while we're waiting. Do you have any plans for the future this year, or not? You just live day by day. Do you have any plans in your mind or not?
In terms of freelancing, in terms of life, just anything?
Yeah, why not both? So you can say, you can answer in both.
So in terms of life, not really, because the reason I turned you down previously was because I was moving house. So I've moved into, still rented, but a much nicer property, which gives me actual space to record and video things, which I have wanted to do for a while, just didn't have anywhere to do it. But I don't plan on doing anything substantial anytime soon. Just take it as it comes and kind of chill out a bit. We all need that right now.
Exactly. So you can say traveling, for example, something like that. Usually people answer like that.
We can't say travel right now. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, we don't know. So we don't even know.
And in terms of freelancing growth, I've been in talks with kind of just people, some people on Twitter. I've been talking with Tom Hurst and Kyle Prinsloo about the potential kind of next steps for my freelancing. I'm doing quite well, and I'm looking to see kind of where I can go from there, because at the moment I'm at capacity, which is great. But it means that if I want to grow any further, then I need to think about what the next steps are, whether that be kind of hiring people or thinking about outsourcing some work or stuff like that. Haven't got any answers yet, but just working things out.
Nice. And I had both of them on my channel, interviewed them, really great freelancer. So, and I always say that, for example, if you want to improve, but this could be also about gardening, cooking. If you surround yourself with people who are ready to do that, for example, like freelancing. Of course, this is one of the reasons why I asked you again to be here today. So because I've just getting started. So by I don't know, just by talking with you, it's good for me. So it's good to surround yourself with people who are doing the same things, same jobs. What, for example, you would like to do. So and both of them are really great freelancers. So I have another question. If we don't have any, have you ever thought about, I don't know, like creating something, courses or not? For example, both of them now you have talked about Kyle Prinsloo and also Tom Hurst. They've created some great, super successful products. So, for example, are you already thinking, or are you doing something like that?
I'm not. I did think about it when I first went freelance and I had a lot of time. I didn't know what to share. I'm not an ideas person. I'm not the sort of person who has kind of 5,000 ideas and they're trying to work out which one's the best to create. No, I'm not looking to create a course anytime soon. But
yeah, and of course, in 3 months, he will publish a super successful book, I'm sure about that, because sometimes we say something, they say, I think when you say we don't have any idea, we don't have time, then maybe, I don't know, maybe after a couple of weeks, maybe you will blink in your mind a very great idea. In that case, I'll support you. For example, also in my case, I'm still thinking about creating something like that, because as you said, if I would create something, for example, paid, I want to be really super valuable, or in other case, I will just not do that. So maybe we are thinking about the same thing in this case. I don't want just to make a book just for the sake of creating a book. So if I have a good reason to create that, I'll do that. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, thank you, Ayushi. See you soon. James Bruton, I don't know, Bratton. How do you find the confidence to charge what you do? I read books on it and I know what I should charge. How do you quote with confidence? Great question. Thank you, James.
Yeah. So it's difficult at the start to know what you should charge when you're just starting out freelancing. I based it on my current salary at the time, and then increased it by, what was it, 50%, something like that, to cover kind of any increases in, well, there's more risk as a freelancer. You don't know where the work's coming from. You've got to cover that. You've still got to make sure you're covering bills, stuff like that. So my rates started out that way. It's difficult though. It's a hard question. Like, I guess the confidence side of it is just, you've got to know how valuable you are to the business. So as Francesco was saying earlier, I've niched down. I'm front end specifically, although I do design as well. And a lot of people are reaching out to me for that. But because I am very specific in that area, that's where I've won quite a bit of work for teams that don't have a front-end developer, don't have a designer, and need one, but don't necessarily want to have one like full-time. And I would say, in order to gain confidence, just realize that especially if they've asked you what you can do for them, like if they've come to you and said, we need help, can you help us? Then they're probably gonna be okay with you offering a rate. And if they're not, if they're asking for substantially low, or if they're offering substantially lower than you are asking, then it's okay to say no. You don't have to always say yes to everything.
Yeah, I really like, for example, this mindset of attracting job instead of looking for job, because in this case, maybe it's harder in the beginning, but once people, they reach at you, maybe, as you say, maybe you can ask for more, of course, because you are now in a better position. So, and of course, I've nothing against people looking for full-time jobs. Honest people, they need to be respected. But I think, but if you manage to be in this position, once people, they send you a message or reach you by mail, I don't know, with a call, it's different, of course, because maybe they already know your value. They don't usually, I don't know if they want make you an interview. I don't know if this happens, but usually people they already know you in some other ways, seen your works. So it's easier for you, of course, once you get reached, of course. So, but I like this idea of attracting job instead of looking for that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is nice. I like this one because to get your first client as a freelancer. Yeah,
I think that very much depends on what what kind of client you want to go for. As I said earlier, my first client came through Twitter. I was facing redundancy. I left my job. And as I did that, I announced on Twitter that I was going freelance. And loads of people reached out to me. Not everyone was a right fit, but I managed to convince a couple that I was. So I worked with them. I think my first client was Pigeon Loans, and they are a very small startup who have grown quite substantially. It wasn't a lot of work, but it was enough to get me going. And then it kind of just snowballed from there.
Maybe I can add that maybe it's better, to focus on something instead of just saying, I don't know, I do every stuff about web development. You can ask me anything. Maybe start with something small, as you said, for example, like front end or back end or just DevOps. And then you can see, of course, you can value any offer, for example. But I think one of the keys is to at least you try to focus on something. And of course, then you can also accept something that is not, it doesn't fit perfectly, but at least it's close to what, for example, you like. And of course, it's a compromise with money, of course, so the offer. And this is the good part of freelance, that you just can, you can check offer by offer. For example,
there's a lot of different ways that you could find your first client, but I think the one thing that everyone looks for is a portfolio of previous work, what you've done before, to prove that you can do a good job in the future. I think that's one thing that pretty much everyone will care about.
So for example, so maybe your advice is just to work on your portfolio, your GitHub account. So I agree with that. I should focus on maybe more on that, but I'll do that in the future because to be honest, my plan was just to quit my job and have like a couple of months to do this, to work on my portfolio, and instead of just has been like jumped into feed Hive. So I had no time to do that, but I'll do this maybe in the future, next weeks. But this has been good anyway. Yeah. Thank you, Eric. Quoting your client and your worth, your price accordingly. Yeah, of course. And I think what people are looking for is about quality and not about just a cheap one. Because if you, for example, I don't know about someone else, but for example, if I need something for me, I don't know, I need an e-commerce working. It's not a problem for me to pay more if I'm sure that that's working, instead of just looking for someone who can do this for €5 per hour. So I don't know about you. For example, if you would like to look for someone else, I would always look for at least someone who can get the work done. So this is, for example, is what I would think about for in the first place. So sometimes it's hard, maybe. So maybe this is what I'd look for in the beginning. And then, of course, about price. But this is something that you can always talk about. But it's more important to get the job done. At least I don't know. Maybe you can make an analogy with a house. At least he or she, they need to know how to build a house. Then you can talk about price, but if the house collapses, maybe it's even worse rather than a site going down. Maybe. Nice, this one. I don't know. Dawood Shahat, maybe. Sorry. Should your portfolio only include your side projects or the work you did working for a company as an employee? I can, yes, please answer to this, then maybe I can have something.
So I would say if the company you worked at previously has given you permission to show off your work, go for it. But also, I mean, I do this on my portfolio. Some of the projects there are from previous agencies that I worked at, because I probably have now. But at the time I put my portfolio together, I hadn't had enough clients or side projects that I could show them off, and it wouldn't be enough to win any work. So, yes, but with kind of you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure that you have permission to show them, and you've got to make sure that you clearly state which parts of the project you worked on. You don't want to say that, oh, I did everything, and then they come to you and find that actually you can't do what you said you can do. You've got to be careful. But yes, you can.
Yeah. And of course, please don't share the company's API keys because otherwise it could be a real problem for you. Never do that, even with permission. and for example, I can add that I already know that I can't share what I did. So, for example, for me, this is a problem. This has been really a problem for me. So I can maybe I can create some similar project, but I need to create that from scratch, from zero. And of course, I totally agree with that. Never claim that you have done something that you are not done. For example, I've been an interviewer. I've interviewed a lot of people. Sometimes to make feel them confident, I ask about what they wrote in their CV. And if they can't answer, I start saying, okay, why have you wrote this on your CV? And then you can do this, or maybe you have not worked on this. It's never a good sign. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's better to say I can't do anything. It's more honest, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe not, I can't do anything.
yeah. Sometimes I feel bad because I ask something. Thinking about, okay, he's proficient in this technology because he wrote down I did like this. We're working with DB. It does this API. I ask about that, and it doesn't have an answer. So it was not my competency. So, yeah. This is interesting. Yeah. What sort of safety net did you have, if any, before quitting your job? Did you have a backup plan if things had gone wrong?
So I probably didn't have a big enough safety net, but it worked out, so I'm not complaining. I had about 2 to 3 months worth of savings to keep me going. Ideally, I don't want to be spending my savings because that is also savings for like a house or whatever I want to buy, long-term stuff. So I was kind of just giving it a try because I didn't have much other option. What many people do is they start freelancing on the side. And although that means you spend more hours working over time, it gives you a much better safety net in the sense that if your freelancing work fails, something goes wrong, you still have your full-time job. And once you feel comfortable moving on, you can then you can go full-time freelance. So my backup plan was, if it didn't work, find a job.
I can say that the same. And also, I always think, for example, that it's not that you have signed like I will never look for a job again in my life. So it depends. I don't know, but for example, I think it's also a matter of statistics because I see so many software engineers. They can work freelancing. They are successful. They have more control of their lives. So if you have problem, I think you can always. Maybe not the exact job, maybe, but I think there is still needed. The software engineers are still quite kind of needed in the world. So, So, I don't know. In my case, I think that I had like a safe backup plan, but. It worked. It worked way better than I thought. As I said, I was like planning to not have 0 clients for like 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year. Instead, I ended on the 31st of March, and on the 1st of April, it was not an April Fool. I started working with more for Hive. It was kind of funny. Yeah. So Henrik, So. Yeah, done. So this is really, really interesting. Yeah, you look great in front of the camera. I don't know why you don't have a YouTube channel, a Twitch stream. For example, have you ever thought about, I don't know, like do a live coding session, something like that, or never?
No, I've never done anything like that.
I know that. But at least have you thought about that,
thought about
or
it?
not?
No, not really. I don't know what I'd do. Would I just sit there coding and people watch? Surely that's not fun.
I think that if you, it's strange. I think that if you will ever do something like that, you could change your mind, because you will be surprised at how many people they jump on your live streams. And I think even if you do something really super simple, like Tailwind from zero, something like that, people will jump asking some questions. So it's in my, I can suggest you to at least try once, because I don't know, it could be, or it could work, or maybe not. I don't know. But I think like that, one day maybe you will start like a YouTube channel, you start doing live streaming like that. And you will never stop. You are that kind of person. And in that case, I would say I said that in my video, in my old interview. So I don't know. I think I think I like the freelancing because it gives you the opportunity to do the things as you like. For example, I stopped maybe a bit like creating videos every day, because now I'm working more. And then maybe if I have more time, maybe I create more content. So basically, you do what's the best for you in that moment. For example, if now you are working a lot, I see that you have recently got some good clients also recently. I don't know if you have posted about that or just sent a message in some groups. But I think for now you are doing great. There will always be time, to create some content about what you've done in the future. But so
I think that's part of the like being a freelancer gives you the flexibility to kind of try out new things. I hadn't ever worked as a designer before I went freelance, and then I did a little bit on my first project, but I wouldn't really call that design. It was more templating. But then for Hive, I created the marketing site from scratch and helped them build up their app as well.
I can see that I've seen a great improvement. We can talk about Hive 5 minutes, and then Simon will pop up like from I don't know from where. But for example, let's talk about that if you want. When have you started working working on Hive, and about what? Have you enjoyed that? Remember that Simon will listen to this.
So Simon started a beta testing group for Hive. What was it, 4 months ago, something like that? It was quite a while ago when he kind of had a very basic version of the app.
I was there. Yeah,
we were both in it, and we were just trying out the app, seeing if it worked, see how it like compared to competitors, and then it started growing suddenly, and he started getting customers once it launched, and found that actually the app and the marketing site weren't quite living up to the quality that he was hoping for. And being a good owner of a product, he realized that he doesn't have all the skills he needs to do development and front-end development and design. So as a freelancer who was already included in the group, he kind of shared that with me, which was great. He's seen my designs before. I've worked in public, and this is kind of part of the like what I was saying earlier about building up a network and working in public. He loved what I'd done, saw the benefits that I could bring to Hive, and kind of just let me get on with it, which was great because, as I said, I hadn't worked as a designer officially before going freelance, and I can confidently say that Hive, I'm pretty sure Simon was very happy with it. I think a lot of other people were very happy with it too.
I am too. I am too. Yeah. So how much time have you worked on Hive? Let's show. And have you also worked? You have worked also on the default page, the sign up page. This one should be. Maybe I've added some. Yeah. So but for example, I like, and I always say that I like really simple things, because sometimes it's hard to do something simple and good at the same time. But
it's very difficult.
But I really like that. Maybe we can share the app inside. Maybe do this another time. To be honest, I'm planning to do like a live stream with all the people from Hive. So in that case, I'll invite you again. But in the case we will be more, I don't know.
But decisions made.
So you will be 2 times live on my channel. So thank you. I think that I don't know if you have other questions, but I don't know if you want to stay just a little bit more. I can say for example that now I'm also working on the backend part, so the integration with the LinkedIn API. So I don't know if we will work together. We need to still plan how to do that. Maybe also how to connect the front end, do two separate pages. So we will talk about that in another place. But So, but I think that a lot of, for example, I've seen that a lot of people on Twitter also, they were so happy when I say that I quit my job to do freelancing. So maybe, I don't know, some people maybe if they are happy with their job, there's not a problem with that. But I think there are a lot of people that are working and they are not super happy about this. So in this case, for example, I would say that working is not really a problem, working full-time for a phase. It's more about, as you said, like a mindset, maybe start something on the side instead of just complaining. For example, you can use some time to create something, and then you will see if that's the case, to quit your job or not. You can see also if freelancing is for you or not. For example, I can say that I was doing freelancing before doing this full-time job, not full-time because I did another job also meanwhile. But for example, I like this format way more. So I also tried the full-time. So at least now I know I can say this, for example. Yeah.
I think one thing people forget is that freelancing isn't a permanent decision. If you decide you want to go back to a full-time job, then there's nothing stopping you. It doesn't hurt your CV. It might work out really well. It might not. But there's nothing to stop you from going back if that's what you decide you want to do.
Yeah, it's strange, but I think, as you said, I think if you have done, I don't know, freelancing for some years, of course you will get some experience in some ways, and then you can also start looking for a job, or maybe you will get an offer. For example, it's strange. For example, some of my people, instead of that are clients, potential clients, they offer like a job instead of like a freelancing. Like they would like to hire you just instead of just have something done. So this could also, I don't know. Maybe you can also accept maybe some more stable job while you are doing freelancing. Just accept. I like what you say, that it's not like a decision for life. We have not seen it. I never work anymore full time or part time.
Once you're out, they don't let you back in.
But some, I don't know. Maybe it's hard because sometimes I think there are that once you go freelancing, it's sometimes I know someone who just went back on going full-time job, but maybe it's an exception. I think that if you are, I don't know, it's hard maybe if you like the freedom. For example, for me, freedom is more important even than money or security. Of course, we can talk about security. Maybe it's more risky. Yeah, but even I think, in my opinion, it's more risky maybe to work 10 years for something that you don't like instead of doing freelancing. Maybe it's more risky. I don't know. I don't know what's the worst risk. I don't know, because sometimes it's sometimes you maybe, and I think we should always do something that we like. So of course, in our kind of job, it's even multiplied by 10 because I don't know, we do like a mental activity. So if you're, I don't know, maybe you can get paid kind of a lot, but I don't know, maybe if you are passing all your day, I don't know, like working on SQL commands, maybe after 5 years, maybe you stop coding at all. You don't want to see a computer anymore. You just want to go to the beach. Maybe. So this could be way more risky. For example, if you just go full burnout, you don't want to see a computer anymore in your life. Instead, you can just do what you like with PC and computer. Yeah.
I think that's the benefit of freelancing. You don't get people telling you what to do anymore. You decide who you work with, how much you work, how much you want to earn. It's all up to you.
Yeah. And I also like the idea that you give yourself your price, and then you can decide. There's nothing wrong with that. Asking more, less, it depends, of course, on the client. Yeah. Maybe I have just one more question, if you want. For example, do you prefer to have a lot of clients or just few clients, maybe better or that pay you more? What's your idea about the number of clients? For example, this is something that I'm thinking about these days.
So I've done quite well having one quite large client who's kept me going for probably the last 6 months, which has been really good for me because it's kind of secure, it's stable, it's well paid, it's nice. But the problem with that is that it's risky. If they decide they don't want me, I'm potentially out with no warning or a week's warning. There's not much there. So if you want to grow as a freelancer, having multiple clients is better, especially if you work in a way that allows you to get ongoing work. Having multiple clients is just safer that way. You can have 2 or 3 clients who want regular work from you, whether that be a day a week, a couple of days a week, or whether they want, I don't know, a week out of your month, or they just come back every couple of months. It doesn't really matter. If you have multiple income sources, then it's safer for you. But you've got to win those clients. It's harder to get. So it's a decision you've got to make as a freelancer yourself. And if you want to grow past freelancing, which is what I find that I might be doing, then having multiple clients and continuing to gain multiple clients, like more clients on top of that, and keeping them is very healthy, and allows you to potentially have employees or outsource work or whatever you want to do past that.
For example, now I'm looking for clients even for just, I don't know, like 1 hour, 2 hours, just to know each other. It's also a training for me to know to work with different people, maybe know my value, where can I work in the best way. So for example, this is what I'm looking for now. So I'm not looking for another full-time job, for example, but this is not a problem. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but I think this is one of the good things about freelancing, to work with different people, not always the same faces. I'm nothing against the work with colleagues, of course, but it's nice to it's also for you maybe to understand your value. Maybe it's important. To not just don't and also I think it's way less risky. So maybe you earn, I don't know, less or more, I don't know, but you have and of course. If, for example, if you have more clients, even if you work, I don't know, just some hours for them, at least they see you, how you work with them, and maybe they can give your contact to someone else. So even for that, it's nice.
If you have one client and they decide they don't want you anymore, you're starting from scratch. If you have multiple clients, even if you're not doing much work for them, it's easier to convince them to give you more work. It's easier, like you've got some income, even if it's low. It makes other decisions easier. So I wouldn't I'd ever advise having just a single client and nothing else sitting there. And
maybe it's a little bit more risky. It's not really a problem because I don't know. Of course, it depends on the money you earn, but I always talk about mindset, what you should do. Of course, if there is a phase when you get a very big client, you can do this, but it's a bit risky, as you say. Just risky, as you said. Thank you. If you have, it's hard to pronounce. Mithushan, sorry. What's the best way to get international clients when starting off? Maybe you have.
Good question.
Yeah, nice.
So for me, social media has worked quite well. There are lots of online resources that allow you to find clients. There's sites like Fiverr and Upwork. I've gained my clients through Twitter, but you can also gain clients through Facebook and LinkedIn. There are places to get clients internationally. If you're, say, a Shopify developer, you can use their own platform to connect with people from across the world. There are lots of different ways that you could find international clients if that's what you're looking for. But you don't have to find international clients. You can find local clients, and some people find that easier. It really depends on what you're after. I don't know if I have an answer for the best way. I don't think there is a best way.
Yeah. I don't know if, for example, also in my case, I think the use of social media, I think it's still a little bit underrated, but I think that is, of course, if you use that in the proper way, you can just use it to show your works, as you say, the build in public. There's nothing wrong, of course, with just sharing your personal life, but if you're looking for clients, maybe that's the best use that you can do with social media. Of course. Yeah. So, thank you for your answer. I agree with that. And of course, there's nothing wrong with working with someone of your city. For example, now I'm also looking for someone maybe in Rome, in Italy. Yeah, so nothing wrong with that. Now that, is the good of being free. You can always work. I don't know, for someone who just your neighbor or something like that. So it's good. It's good. Nice. Yes. I don't know if you know him. It's just a Dan. Yes. Shanjai. Sorry for that. Today I don't know if I pronounce it well. But for now, people are not complaining in chat, or maybe they just left. I don't know. But any advice for creating modern designs? This is a question.
So I tend to, if you've read what's it called? Refactoring design, I believe it's called.
Refactoring UI?
Refactoring UI, yes, that one.
At least I know the name. That's all.
I've got too many books. That's a really good book to kind of get your head around how to make great design from simple concepts. And then what I tend to do is see what other people are designing and kind of just merge it together. So I use a lot of, I'll go on other websites that I like. There's a lot of very high quality development websites, like Next.js's website is great. Simple, but great. There's lots like that though. And I'll go on Dribbble and just look around, see what kind of stands out to me. And I'll just take ideas, kind of put them all in one place and then merge them together and create something that I enjoy, like I think works. But you've also got to keep in mind, if you're working as a freelancer, that it can't just be you that likes it. Your client also has to like it. So you have to keep in mind what their tastes are. So I tend to ask kind of them for recommendations first to see what they want. And if they like specific types of designs, maybe they've sent you through 2 or 3 websites that they like, I will try and focus and keep my design in line with that approach.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. Also, I had on my channel Gary Simon. I don't know if you know him from Design Course. He also talked about Dribbble, and also said something like you said, like you check other sites, and then it's not really copying, you're just getting an inspiration, then you make it yours with your skills. So you start from that point, and then you create something based on that. Yeah, I think this is the best approach. Oh, and I pronounced this name properly. I'm from Lanka. I'm happy. You made me happy. Yeah, thank you. It was kind of hard, to be honest.
Try again.
I'm not trying again because I already forgot what I said. But yeah. And also, for example, I like the idea. For example, now the Friday totally changed for me, because before, when I had a full-time job, the Friday was really a super mess. It was crazy at work, of course, the deployment by hand, manually at 5 p.m. Usually. Instead, this morning I went for a walk, running. Then I started working on something for Hive. So a different way of working. So For example, also I can say for me, it's not really a problem, for example, to work in some strange hours, to wake up early or go to bed a little bit late. But sometimes I need to maybe, some breaks. I need to use the time. And I don't know if you also agree with this.
I tend to stick to like a relatively normal working day. So I try and work between 9 and 5. That kind of sets my hours. But then sometimes I might wake up late, like at 8:30 in the morning, go for a walk, not start work until 10 o'clock. You get the flexibility to do kind of what you want.
I like your idea, your discipline. I like that, but I think it's different that you choose to apply this and you had to do this. It's a bit different. When you are free, then you can apply what you say, that you also try to stick to some workly hours, but it's your choice. If you choose to work another half an hour, you know that it's just for you, that you will work less maybe the day after. It's not about like that you are working feeling that like that you're working for free, because this happened to me, for example.
The best feeling is wanting to take a day off and just doing it. You just decide, I'm not working today.
I like that.
You get paid, but you get a free day, so why not?
And for example, now we are working remotely, but for example, now you can also, for example, plan, I don't know, like to work remotely, I don't know, like traveling maybe for a week, for example. You can also do this. I don't know. I'll think about that when this COVID is over. I don't know how is the situation there, but thank you, Dan. So, and also thank you for accepting this live, because you saved me at least 3 or 4 hours of editing.
Okay.
So maybe there will be some more in our videos, but thank you so much.
No problem.
So thank you so much. I like the idea. I like what you said. I'd like to work more with you. I also think that it's good that we are work on like different sides. So it's even better, I think. We are not overlapping. We complete each other, we could say. So it's a very good thing. So looking forward. So Dan, this has been great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
you. Thank you everyone for coming. This was not planned at all, but sometimes they went well, and it did. At least the connection worked. So So Dan, if I do something about Hive, of course, I want to hear again, maybe live, so we can answer specifically to this product. I don't know. I need to think about that.
Sounds good.
Just one moment, because I have nearby.
How's it going?
Nearby say that he's about to release a video today. So I don't know if he has released or not. I'll check that. I don't know, but I'm looking for that. Actual format. It's not me, but it's done. Of course, I've not done nothing. Maybe I turned on my camera. Dan, you look super natural. I really don't know why you are not a YouTuber. I'd like to post your YouTube channel. I don't know if you have one with 0 video.
If I make one, I've definitely got one.
At least let me share your Twitter account. It's really a great account. Really worth to follow, because as I said,
Yeah, so I regularly share what I'm working on, mostly from client work. So if you do fancy seeing kind of how I design, develop stuff, go follow me. If you don't care, don't bother.
I'm already following you, so I can't follow you again, but I suggest everyone to follow you. Done. Thank you again. Thank you again. This has been great, as always. Kind of maybe a little bit different format as usual, but let's see. If people like this more, I can do this even more in the future. Let's see. I'll make a poll about that maybe. Okay. Yeah. We're done. Yeah.
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Everyone.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Dan. Thank you. Thank you so much.